Guys, make sure you're following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
It massively helps us out. Enjoy the episode.
Me and you, Chris, we have some beef to settle.
No, I feel like it's already.
It's
not really.
I arranged to bring this up, Theo. Don't start pulling your finger out. Okay, so for those of you that don't already know this, you two have never appeared on a podcast simultaneously. This is your first time.
Really? I've only been on one podcast. So
No. Together, you've never been on the same one to quell this beef. So please, for the people listening and indeed watching, tell us what happened on the final day of the season in terms of both FPL or just, general football, because it was probably one of the best days of football viewing in my life.
One of the worst days for someone over here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, obviously, this will make a lot of sense for people that watch FPL, but people that don't watch FPL, it might not.
Fantasy football.
Yes.
Fantasy football.
Sorry. I hadn't played it for years, and then this is the first year that I came back and played it. And we decided that the bottom two out of our league would buy a nice dinner for everyone, which was going to be expensive. Yeah. So there was quite a big thing. Like seven, I think.
Yeah,
seven.
It would have been.
It was just getting more silly as the competition was getting higher and higher. We were like, we're going to go to this place, we're going to go to this place, and people were talking about the sort of wines that were going to be bought on the night out, and it was like we were sweating. So we started. It started hotting up, and then it got to the last game week, and I think there was who was lost? Was it Chip? Chip was lost.
It was me and Josh in the bottom two.
You and Josh, and then there was Will, and then me. I think. So I feel like there were two people. So I basically had to get leapfrogged by two people in the last day.
And to make matters worse, the gap between me and you was 54 points.
54.
Was it 54?
Yeah, I think it was.
Which, in terms of getting a 54-point differential on any game week, let alone the last game week, is basically impossible. Tell me you went into that weekend thinking I'm safe.
I didn't think there was any chance because I think I was about 30 points clear of Will as well, and then 54 ahead of you, and I was like, the chances of you getting a 54 lead on me, literally must be 99.
Bearing in mind at that point we all pretty much
99 times 100.
We have very similar squads as well.
Yeah, we did. But you had a certain Nicolas Pepe and Sadio Mane. And basically on the last day, I can't remember who I captained, someone, Kane or someone who's quite likely to get decent points. Standard. And then you went with Nicolas Pepe, was it?
I bought in Pepe at 1 o'clock, 2 hours before the deadline. I also had Mane, and I captained Mane. Okay. But actually, if I captained Pepe, it would have been exactly the same. It would have been the same. Got 2 goals.
Yeah, and Arsenal were playing Brighton, who are obviously well known for their decent defence.
And you were at the game.
And I was at the game.
Yes.
So every time Pepe scored for Arsenal, you couldn't celebrate.
I would have the half a second of celebrating and then be like, this has cost me a lot. I'm really sweating.
So long story short,
so from a neutral perspective of someone that was safe watching it, every single thing that pretty much happened on that day favoured Theo.
Was in Theo. It was
every
crazy.
Goal that
I don't
went
think I had Kane. I feel like Kane scored, maybe got an assist.
But
it was just like on one of those football apps that gives you the updates, like everything. There wasn't
like
one
it was
time
like
I saw
it was
something
almost
and
like it was almost scripted by Theo Baker.
Mate, it was. I was with Will. And Josh in the pub.
And me.
And you, of course. And it was just like, every goal that went in on that day, we celebrated, and everyone's like, "What the hell's going on here? Why are they celebrating every goal?"
Yeah. We did. We seemed like such plastic fans. So to put it into perspective, there's about 4 screens in the pub, and each one's showing a different thing because it's the final day of the season, right? And for those of you that are listening to just the audio alone, we're constantly turning around, looking at these 4 different screens, and a new goal comes in, and we go.
So you're actually watching? That's sick.
So
I didn't actually know that.
We're sat watching the Leicester Spurs game. Was on the projector.
Oh yeah, Liverpool's behind us.
And then in the back corner,
Liverpool.
I think the Arsenal match might have been on.
Yeah.
So it was almost like we were sat in sort of like a centre watching. The equivalent of the BT Sport Goals app. But
who's the guy that does the... what's his... I can't think of his name. Gillette Soccer Saturday. What's the guy that hosts it?
Jeff Stelling.
Jeff Stelling. You know, in that Sky Bet advert where he's like...
that was literally us.
That's you two in the middle of the pub. Another Pepe goal.
But it was like towards the latter stages of the games, me and Will were like trying to do the maths because Will was also nervous that he was going to finish.
Yeah.
But it was the maths of bonus points as well that hadn't even come in yet.
It was so confusing. I feel like only you actually knew what was going on.
Only him.
I was like, Reeve, please update us.
Even when at one point he goes, Theo, you've done it. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
So long story
he has
short,
spoken.
Long story short,
but now we're partners on a football show.
I made it. I overtook Chris and Will.
To put it in more accurate perspective as well, he beat him by a single hit for the entire season, which is 4 points. So if you
and I feel like Will only beat me as well by like 2 points or something. Okay, maybe 5. Right. 2 sounds better for the story.
In terms of FPL or fantasy football, you make a transfer for free each week, and if you want to make another transfer, it costs you 4 points. So that's effectively one transfer for the whole season, a 38 game week season that you beat him by on the last day because Nicolas Pepe scored a brace.
Mate, it was genuinely one of like. If you don't follow FPL, it doesn't sound that bad. But if you follow FPL, you'll know that that is
mental.
That is actually one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you know what it was?
But it's raw emotion as well because,
mate,
you had honestly thought that's it for me.
Yeah, I'd accepted fate that me and Josh were paying.
And this is they've mentioned it before, but this is expensive. It's not just
no,
yeah. It was pricey.
And you finished on like 93, something like that.
It's like
points?
Stupid, yeah.
Which like for that game week as well, there wasn't.
Yeah, we double checked,
scorers.
right? You were like top 6,000 in the
like
world.
40 something. Yeah,
yeah. I got 40 something, and
for the game week, I was like top 6K for that game week.
Yeah.
But like, I did say though, like during that weekend, during that like 2 hours, I was like, "There's something right now." Like, obviously, that was like 2 weeks after I'd gone through all that shit.
Yeah, anyone that puts Nicolas Pepe in and succeeds as a result.
Mate, I felt like there was something like upstairs going down. I was like, this boy needs some help right now. I was going through a bit of shit.
Nicolas Pepe, give him some credit.
It's all like Nicolas.
But the aftermath was even better because what happened at the meal, Theo?
I surprised Chris. I got Chris. I got him with a little present. We'll overlay it on screen now.
We'll put it on the screen.
Just so he has a permanent reminder of
was brilliant.
That day. It's a little Nicolas Pepe. And a text he had sent previous. I think it was on that day. It was like.
I think it was on that day.
It was like
you can't catch me.
You can't catch me.
Surely I can't lose 44 points or something like that. I think it was actually after you were 10 points, and I was like, it's still not happening.
Still not happening. Yeah.
But it was also the fact that I was like in the run up to that. I was trying to build my team to be as close to you and Will's,
which is smart.
Like, exactly, because it just builds down the differentials.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I still got beaten by 55 points.
Yeah. Like, I don't get how like. I had double Liverpool defence who both got like assists.
Yeah,
Mane 2 goals. Pepe.
It was just ridiculous.
Goals.